Y'all, it's your girl K Divine coming back with another message. Let people miss out on you. Let people miss out on you. And what I mean when I say that is when you're growing and evolving and striving to be different, striving to become a person that you've never been before, it triggers a lot of people. And it triggers a lot of people because a lot of people are comfortable in their dysfunction. A lot of people are comfortable with the same routines that they were doing. They may not like them. Quite frankly, most people are very miserable if you want to be honest. A lot of people really don't like the stuff that they do every day. They don't really like it, but they're comfortable with it. It's part of their comfort zone. Just like the reason why some people refuse to quit a job that they've been at for years, they'll make excuses and say things like, well, I've put so much time in here. I've been here, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And, although I want to make more money, but I have more PTO and I'd have to start from the bottom. And they make all these excuses. They could be doing more, but they're afraid of what could happen if they go and do it. That's really what it comes down to. They're really afraid of giving up that comfort zone because when you decide to make changes in your life, it is scary because people start falling off. When you let go of certain habits and things like that, it physically changes you. Just for instance, like if you are trying to lose weight, just the fact that you decide that you want to start being more disciplined in how you eat, whether you're weighing your food out or counting calories or you're on a strict like diet, like say that you say like I'm doing no fast food and I'm only eating whole foods for 60 days or something, you're giving yourself a challenge. That's going to upset some people. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because they're looking at stuff that they could be doing for themselves and they're not doing it. And instead of cheering you on and being like, you know what, I'm really proud of you for doing that and you inspire me to try to do something different with my life, instead, those people are going to try to tear you down. They are going to try to make it seem as if you're doing something wrong. They'll start making up things about you. They'll start saying stuff like, oh, you're just full of yourself. And, oh, well, you just think you're better than everyone now ever since you lost or they'll minimize your accomplishments. Oh, well, yeah, you lost a little bit of weight. Yeah, you lost a little bit. Your little 10 pounds, your little 15 pounds. You're like, little? Like, everybody can't do that and keep it off. Everybody can't change their diet and love the new way that they eat and not want to go back to that old way. It's just like kind of, I think of it in like, uh, J. Cole has a song called Ville Mentality. Um, and that's on what? Which album is that? For Your Eyes Only, I believe. And I feel like that's a very good, like, analogy of like that small minded mentality. You only know what you've been around. This is all you've ever known. And so this is where you stay because and you don't even realize how vast the world is, how much more there is out there that you could accomplish and all the things that you could see and achieve because you're so used to this. This is what you're used to, this box. You're used to this box whether you like it there or not, and you don't want to try to go further. You don't want to try to see what's outside of it. That scares you, or you're like, no, that's not for me, or whatever. But because you decide that you're gonna dream bigger, and that you see the bigger picture, and that you want to be something that nobody has ever seen before, they want to minimize it. So let them people miss out. Let them, because what they're gonna try to do to you, they're gonna try to make you shrink back down. They're going to try to break you down to the point of submission, of you being like, okay, I just can't do that. Then I just can't be that person. So, for example, I gained a lot of weight uh, during my pregnancy. I gained like 45 pounds. I was like 140, and I think at the hospital I was 185. And to some people that's not like super huge or anything, but for me that's one of the biggest weights I had ever been at in my life. And then after I gave birth to my daughter, I gained all that weight back plus 10 pounds. So I was at 195 at one point. And that was difficult for me because I hadn't even realized that I had gotten up that high, like, in weight. And I was dealing with postpartum depression, and I was breastfeeding, and I was eating fast food a lot, and I was like super super depressed, and just having a really really rough time with everything, being a new mom and being away from my baby, and then my relationship wasn't great, and then I didn't have the support I needed. I didn't have the mental, emotional, or physical support that I needed. um Tori's coming to say hi. And so I just, I ballooned in weight because I just, like I said, I just ate most of the day. I craved sugar a lot. I It was bad, but when I stopped breastfeeding, which did help a bit, helped regulate my hormones a little bit, and I was able to really take a step back and look at the way I was eating and what I was eating. And I gave up fast food for a while. I started trying to focus on eating, like vegetables. Like, I made my meals all the same to the point where it was like some sort of protein, uh, a, a starch, whether it was rice or some sort of potato, and vegetables, and that was it. I started doing a mostly gluten free diet, and that really pissed off some people. That pissed some people off around me because they saw me making changes, and they knew that they could be making changes. Like at work, at my job, they would start, like, I started working out more. Like, I start going outside and going for walks, to the point where people were like watching me do it, to the point where I started seeing other people following behind me. That's a different story. Like, they would start doing the same thing that I was doing, which was weird. But like, I was working out more. I was getting outside more, and that made people mad because it's like they knew that those are things that they all could do. But instead of taking the initiative to really like come with me and like start a journey with me and start making positive changes, they shunned me. And they started talking about things like, oh yeah, well, I bought an exercise bike one year and I used it like 3 times and then I just never used it again. And it's like, when I started really listening to people, I started realizing that a lot of people just lack discipline. A lot of people lack discipline. Instead of taking the initiative and saying, like, I could be doing better, I could be exercising more, I could be eating better. Like, I don't have to buy, like, you don't have to buy certain food items. You don't have to buy cookies. You don't have to buy muffins. You don't have to buy bread. You don't have to buy those things. Those are choices that we all make. And it's like, I'm just choosing to make different choices, and the choices were positive. But part of the reason why they hate it is because they've been going behind your back and talking shit about you, or they was talking shit about you when you was down, really. That's why you gotta let people miss out on you, because when you fall, because I feel like it's not really a fall. Like, everybody has ups and downs in their life. We all go through situations and periods of time where things just aren't great. Like, we may fall into a depression because something's going on in our life, or or you may gain some weight. You might be going through something, and who knows, maybe you did start overeating a little bit because of something that's happening to you. Who knows? Like, everybody goes through stuff, and that's normal. That's normal. But getting back up, that's what a lot of people weren't anticipating you doing. They weren't anticipating you to get back up. They did not anticipate you to look at yourself and say, you know what, this is not the end for me. They wanted you to stay in that low vibrational state. They wanted you to stay stuck. They wanted you to stay, like, especially if you had, like, especially like weight wise. For me, when I first started my job, I was like 100 and maybe 25, 30 pounds. And I gained, probably about 10 pounds or so within those years. I like worked out off and on throughout those years, but I never was consistent with it. And we ate a lot of food my first couple of years. Like they had barbecues, and I worked second shift, so we were always ordering food together. Even though I didn't have that much money, I still wanted to be a part of the. Oh, are we going to KFC? Oh, get me a box. Give me a $5 bag. It was all of that all the time. And it's like I didn't realize how much weight I was gaining. And I had such a terrible relationship with food that, I would starve myself for a few weeks to lose some weight. And then, it was just a toxic, endless cycle. And it took me a long time to figure out how to make that better. But, when people are used to you being one way, and then you have all these changes, like, I had stepped down from a manager position, and then I got pregnant. And then, like I said, I gained all this weight. I had this baby. I was breastfeeding. I was different. I was a different person. Like I was bigger. I was insecure about my weight, and it showed. And people were laughing at me. And it was also because people had started talking about, I had, like, the management at my job had taken it upon themselves to try to blame me for not being able to maintain that manager position, but it was because they were putting more work on me than they did for other people. And I made the conscientious decision to step down because I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep pushing myself to the, like, they were telling us that they weren't going to get us more people, and I had already been begging for more employees at that point because I had been working myself thin. And so they were spreading lies about me around, and they got all these people together to start talking shit about me. And when I started to pick myself back up, and I started to make better decisions for myself, and I started to, eat better, trying to get my mind right, and, going for my goals, is when I started seeing a lot more sabotage. People started trying to get in my way, trying to change people's view of me. They started spreading rumors about me, and they held my past against me. About, like, they was minding my business. That's the best way I could say it. Them folks was minding my business, and it was like they were so concerned with, like, the people that I was dating and who I was sleeping with, and also, like, they were so concerned with all of that. They were so concerned about that and trying to make other people know that, oh, well, she's not really like this, and she's this. And a part of me wanted to defend myself to these other people who were listening to these rumors and these lies about me. But a part of me was like, you know what? If those people easily listen to these people tell lies about me, what am I fighting for? What am I fighting for? Like, I'll let those people miss out. And you gotta also understand, like I said, like, them people who believe those lies about you, who believe the slander about you, who participated in it with those people, who went behind your back, they didn't even know you. They never even gave you a chance. They never even gave you a chance. You gotta let those people miss out on you. They block their own blessing fucking with you. And I mean that. They decided that instead of getting the real story, instead of getting your side, because what Todrick Hall say? There's 3 sides to every story, as they say in the streets. Your side, my side, and the fucking receipts. They didn't check the receipts. They didn't do their due diligence and investigation. These the same people who, when they trying to figure out information on somebody, they'll go on somebody's social media, and they could detect all these other things, but when it came down to you, they just believed what other people said about you. And people will be making up some of the most heinous lies, some of the craziest stories. People will literally make up stuff that makes no sense. And when stuff starts coming back to you, you start hearing stuff that people said about you, be like, what? They said, what about me? I didn't know I did that. People be making up, and you be thinking like, why? Because these people are insecure. But these the same people who need you later on. They be masquerading. I've been telling y'all that these people masquerade in your energy. They be trying to pretend like that they're just like you, that they're loving, kind, and caring. And now when you remove yourself from those situations where you're no longer there, who can, they don't have no one to copy. Because then people thought that they could create another you. You are irreplaceable. You're irreplaceable, period. You're the type of person that you change people. You change the energy in rooms. When you leave people's lives, you left them for the better. You entering into people's life automatically makes their life better because you are so anointed. You are so blessed. And these selfish ass people truly believe, they are so delusional that they think that that blessed feeling, that anointing that you have over, they think that that's them, and they think that they're making you look better. That's why y'all will see some of these folks that you date, and then you see who they date after you, and it's a complete downgrade. The thought that you should have not should be like they downgraded, like what's wrong with me? No, what's wrong with them? Okay, if you dated someone and the next time you see them there was someone who trashy, low caliber, whatever, if you see somebody like that with your ex, that's because that's all they can get. You made that person look better. They can't get another person like you. For some of you, if you're dating a narcissist, the only reason why, especially if you're a female with a male narcissist, the only reason why the narcissist wants to hang on to you is because of the status that they have when they're with you. Some women, some toxic women, will find a man attractive or want to sleep with a man simply because you got him. Which is really sick and twisted when you think about it, because it's like, dang, sis, because that's real. Like, and men will tell you this. Like, they can get other women because of the woman that they have. They see like, oh, that's his wife. Oh, that's his girlfriend. They see how beautiful you are. And they're like, what did he do to get her? You got to let them people miss out on you. And you can't become the person that you're supposed to be hanging on to these people, trying to hope and pray that they gonna change. You just gonna get beat down and broke down even more. And honestly, the more energy you're putting into these toxic relationships, the more energy you're putting into these toxic jobs, the more energy that you're putting into toxic family members, you are delaying your blessings. You are delaying the progress that you're supposed to be making for yourself. You are delaying your own steps. Because you can't move forward when you got a whole bunch of people around you who don't want you to move forward. And I do understand, I get it. Cutting ties is not easy. Because I said this before, like, you put time, effort, and energy into these people and you feel like they should be right there with you. But some of these people have been going behind your back. They've been plotting and planning. They've been, like I said, they've been smearing your name. They've been calling you everything in the book except for a child of God. They have said so many vile things about you. And the only reason why they stick around you is to feed off of your energy and to feed off of your anointing. And while you're sitting there dry and you're drained and you're tired all the time, it doesn't matter how much sleep you get. I know somebody is thinking right now, no matter how much sleep they get, no matter how many days off they take from work, no matter how many vacations they go on, they're still exhausted. This is not about the sleep. This is not about the the vacation time at work. This is not about PTO days. This is not about date nights and all that other shit. That has nothing to do with it. You are drained because you're putting way too much energy into stuff that's not for you. You're putting your energy into people who don't deserve to be around you. Dirty, dusty ass snakes that have been feeding off of your energy, leeches, people who have been masquerading around with your energy, trying to make it seem, people like these people, like I said, people at these jobs who will throw you under the bus and blame you for things that have gone wrong just so that they can take a position away from you because they don't want you to have it. Getting into a relationship with somebody who doesn't really like you, but they want to use you for what they can get out of you. They like that you clean up after them. They like that you will cook for them. They like that you will take care of their kids. They like that they can use you for sex whenever they want to. They like that they can control you in whatever way. You wonder why you're tired around them, because they're draining your energy. And I know you think you love these people, and you might have some sort of love for them, but honestly, when you take a step back and you look at these people for who they truly are and how they really treat you, how can you truly love somebody? How can you truly love somebody who hates you? These people hate you. I said this in my last video. I don't care what these people say to you. I don't care if they say that they love you. I don't care if they say that you look good, that they admire you, that you're doing such a great job. That all that shit is fake. If you can tell that these people, you can tell when people are talking about you behind your back. You can tell when people are talking about you behind your back. You absolutely can. It doesn't matter how many times they say they love you. It doesn't matter how many compliments they give you. It doesn't matter. If they're not treating you well, they don't love you. They hate you. And they want to see you destroyed. These people won't give a damn about seeing you in an early grave. They won't give a damn about seeing you laid up in the hospital sick. And quite frankly, that's when a lot of them people really start falling off. When you get sick and you can't really take care of yourself. Now all of a sudden your friends can't come around. When you have a baby and it's not at a time that's convenient for everybody. Now nobody wants to be around for your kid. They want to come around when it's beneficial for them. They want to come around when you got some more money and you got it to spend on everybody. When you go, they want to come around when you going on lavish vacations and they want to come with you all of a sudden. Now they want to be seen. You got to let people miss out on you. These people going to have to watch from the sidelines. They're going to have to watch you become the person you're supposed to be. Let them. And let them be mad about it. And don't let them back in. Do not let them people back in. I've said that before. Do not let these people back in. Because if they snaked you once, they'll snake you again. If they snaked you once, they will snake you again. Most people don't change. And honestly, if you do allow these people back in your life, they will have to show you the change. Like, you can't, and it's never going to be the same. Because that's the thing. A lot of times when we want to forgive people, we want things to go back to how it used to be. But I don't know about y'all. But when it comes down to me, when I know what you did, or when I'm fully aware and awakened to the things that I know that you've done, when I'm aware of the lies that you have told me, when I'm aware of the way that you have used me or utilized my gifts or utilized my money, like the things I done spent on you, you know, like all the, like you used me for whatever it is that you could get out of me and then you left me. I can't let you back in. No. I don't even want to have a conversation with you. Like if I see you in public, it's almost like I saw like nobody, because you are a nobody to me. And that's how some of y'all gonna have to start treating some people. And I know that people are gonna try to call you heartless and say that you've changed. And it's like, I have changed. And no, I'm not heartless. You're not heartless for placing people exactly where they supposed to be and keeping them in the past. Because it's like if they couldn't love you when you were going through all that shit, if they couldn't love you when you were 300 pounds and now you're 150, if they couldn't love you when you were on drugs and you were struggling and you were depressed and now you're clean and you're sober and you're trying to make better progress in your life, if they couldn't love you when you were broke and you were struggling to pay for bills and you were struggling to feed your kids, if they couldn't be there for you, then when you start getting on your square, when you start going down that right path and stuff starts turning around for you, they don't get to come back and be like, oh, I always knew you could do it. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, I said that. Fuck y'all. Because no, you didn't. Because those are the same people who go around telling other people like, oh, they ain't nothing, they ain't finna make it, I don't know why they even trying. Those are the same people who sit around and do that shit all day talking. They got your name in their mouth 24/7 talking shit about you and how you ain't never gonna be shit, how you ain't never gonna amount to shit. Now they see you getting money. Now they see you getting that promotion. Now they see you on TV. Now they see you doing all this other stuff, seeing you blow the fuck up. And now they want to come around talking about some, oh, I always knew you. Oh, we always knew you was special. Yeah, fuck that. Let them folks miss out on you. They gonna have to sit from the sidelines with everybody else. And the only thing those people can say is, oh, I used to know her. We used to be cool. Used to. And people gonna ask, well, what happened? And they gonna lie. Oh, well, we just kind of grew apart, you know. Like, no. They won't tell people that they snaked you. They won't tell people that. But what they will try to do is they will try to come back. They will try to come back in your energy. They will try to get a spot next to you. Because that's what these folks do. Don't let these folks back in. Let them miss out on you. You are too great and you've spent too much time. Like I said, it takes discipline to get to this point. When you're healing is dedication. Because when you begin to heal, you're telling yourself, I will not go back to that. I will not do this again. Or, you know, if I do fall into that, I know how to get out of it again. Because like I said, a couple of videos ago, everyone makes mistakes. Okay? We all fall back into patterns. Like I said, we all go through things. We do go through depressions and, you know, things be happening. You know, people die and it hurts. And it takes a while to grieve. You know, we lose things. Things don't work out the way we wanted them to work out. And it's hard. And we all have coping mechanisms. And sometimes we fall back into bad habits that we shouldn't. Everybody does that sometimes. But it's when you get back up and you get back on track and you find a different way to cope and you say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I said I wasn't going to do this no more, so I'm not. I got to do something else. I got to do better. I'm going to do better. That's discipline. And a lot of people don't have that. And people want to benefit off of your hard work when all they did was sit back and they talked about you like you were nobody, like you was a dog. They had your name. They talked about you so heavy, y'all. And I know y'all know how badly people were speaking on your name. These folks were speaking on your downfall. Waiting. They got a whole group of people in the back watching, just waiting for you to fall. They was waiting. Some people had a group of people waiting to see you out on the streets so they could drive past you and be like, look at them. Some people was hoping that you get your kids taken away. Some people was hoping that you was going to get into some sort of altercation with somebody and that you was going to be behind bars or that you was going to die. And I know sometimes it's hard to believe that there are really people out here who hate you that badly, that want to see you die, but there really are. There are some people who have so much hate in their heart, so much malice in their heart that they don't want to see you live. You breathing pisses them off. You breathing is their downfall in their eyes. The longer you stay alive, the worse they feel. And you know what I have to say about that? Make them matter. Like, make them more mad. I promise you, keep making them motherfuckers mad. Let them miss out on you. Let them miss out on the beautiful person that you are becoming. Let them miss out on all of the blessings that you got coming in. Let them miss out. They don't get to reap the benefits of everything that you worked for. You've been planting seeds for years. You've been doing little things to improve yourself, your health, your spiritual health, your physical health. You've been doing little stuff for years, just trying to get better every day. You've been working every day. Even when you fall down, you still get back up. You've been planting seeds for a long time. Let your harvest come in and be selfish about that shit. Be selfish, yes. And there's people try to make selfishness sound bad, but it's like it depends on how you do it. Like, you're probably a very giving person. You probably would give the shirt off your back. Honestly, you would probably give the shirt off your back to them folks. But in this sense, you don't share it with people who have shown you who they are. You don't share it with those who have made it very clear that they don't care about you and that they only like you when you are benefiting them. You don't share it with those people. Be selfish. Be like, no, this is for me and my babies. You know, your kid, if you have a child or children, it's for me and my kids. This is for me and the people who was beside me when I was going through my shit. You share it with the people who, when you need them, they're there. You share it with those folks. Don't share it with them people who come around only when it benefits them. They only come around when they need something. Nah, forget them folks. You can't come over here. You can't come over here. Some of y'all gonna have to start really setting some really hardcore boundaries, and that's gonna piss some people off. And that's just too bad. They gonna have to live with your boundaries. Let folks miss out on y'all. Let them miss out. They don't deserve you anyways. They don't. You're too great. You are too great. You are too wonderful. You're too loving for these people. These people don't even know how to love. They don't even love themselves. Look at how they live. Look at how they disrespect themselves. Look at how they talk. People who are whole within themselves, they don't have to speak down on other people. They don't have to do stuff like that. They don't have to steal from other people. They don't have to copy other people. Because if you got it, you got it. And when you don't, you don't. But you got it. You put in that work. You put in that dedication. And you deserve everything that's coming for you. And don't ever let these people make you feel like you don't deserve it, because you do. The only reason why they feel like you don't deserve it is because they feel like shit should be handed to them. Everything that you have, that's why a lot of people are jealous of you, because they feel like that you're just so lucky that you just get everything that you want. But no, you worked for it. You deserved it, and it's owed to you. So don't let these haters make you feel like you ain't got it, and that you ain't that girl, you ain't that boy. It's your girl K Divine, guys. I love you guys. Bye.